That's fucking annoying, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What?
But I think I don't have to do it again the next time. Like, Michelle was the fucking, my IT person's like the recovery person, so I had to like call her because she wasn't answering her phone. So sorry.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah, Lauren, and I was just sending that to you so you could produce. You don't need to jump on. I think we got it now. So
you guys are recording today and tomorrow, or just today?
Just today. We didn't inform you, so I just sent you the URL so you could edit it afterwards.
Yes, absolutely. So, I'll have that published, and I will post to your Instagram now to let people know that you're going live.
Good luck on my Instagram. It's hacked, so I don't know what you're posting to, but you're talking about like This Is Our Year Instagram? Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, do that. Awesome. I love it. All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Have a great show.
See you, Lauren.
All right. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're live on here already, so that's cool. Zero viewers. All good.
Yeah, we're used to that.
We're used to that. All right, ready? Ready to rock?
You hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Beautiful.
Ready to rock? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of This Is Our Year. You know whose year it's not?
Probably not.
Fucking Edwin Diaz is not fucking Edwin Diaz's year. What did I say on the last show, Doug? What did I say?
We put in, a good 10 minutes on this subject?
Yeah.
Bam.
What did I say? What did I say?
What
did you ask me?
I'll let you go off on the whole thing.
You said, give me your predictions for the WBC. And I said, I don't give a fuck who wins the WBC. As long as nobody on the New York Mets gets injured. And the best closer in the game plays for the New York Mets. He pitches for Puerto Rico. And they win not even the fucking championship game. They just beat their like arch rival Dominican Republic last night. He's on the mound, and he fucking tears his patella tendon out for the year. Celebrating. Kendry Morales a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I
immediately thought of.
It's the stupidest fucking injury. And for all of you out there who aren't listening, but have said this, like, it is a meaningless game because these guys really care about it, and it could have happened in spring training. Go fuck yourself. They would never fucking celebrate a win in spring training like that. It's fucking stupid. And that's why I said at the end of the last show, and I actually had Howie Rose say the same thing, one of the all-time great Met radio broadcasters. Why is this not done in November after the fucking World Series?
Well, shit, I said the same thing.
Right. Right. Why? It's got to be something stupid contractually for the fucking players. And now we just lost the best closer in baseball for the entire year. He's not going to just signed a 5-year, $100 million contract. He's not going to throw one fucking pitch. And we went from World Series favorites now to, I don't know. I haven't even looked because I'm so dejected at the fact that he was even pitching in this fucking game. Why would you I get it. I get that the teams the teams are going to support the guys because this is a once in a lifetime thing for a lot of these guys. But why? Why is it in March in the middle of spring training where you're playing? I mean, Scherzer came out and said the other day, they asked him why he's not pitching for Team USA. He said, because I'm not trying to fucking go 0 to 100 in 2 weeks. Yeah. It's fucking dumb. It should be fucking outlaw, dude. It's gotta move to November. You want to do this stupid tournament? Fine. I will let these guys say that it's very important to them. And who am I, right? I've never had the chance to play for my country or play professional sports. So it's important to these guys, right? Move it to November. This is stupid. If this happened in November, you know what? He'd be back in June. And it still would suck, but it would be a hell of a lot less bitter pill to swallow than it is right now. This is fucking stupid, Doug. This is dumb. It was senseless.
I'm going to have a big-ass Miller Lite.
Yeah, cool. To celebrate the fucking $30 beers that you're going to buy at Citi Field this year when Edwin Diaz is not pitching for us.
Yes. This one was, I think, $20 at Belmont. Actually snuck it home.
I like it. That's the way it should be.
So, big-ass Miller Lite. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a fine Pilsner beer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's what the natives called it.
And, dude... I got a great Nassau Coliseum story for you after this.
Oh, let's go.
So,
buddy.
cheers. Fuck you, WBC. I went on a Twitter rant last night at the fucking Islanders Ducks game, just railing on the WBC. That game? I was at that game. Yeah,
nice. The Diaz. I stayed up to watch the game, so the Diaz news was the last thing I saw before I drifted off to sleep. And believe me, sugar plum fairies were not dancing in my head last night. Just I see you wore your black. I put on my black too.
Yeah, so this is not
fucking episodes.
Yeah, dude, this is. Sorry, I mean, dude, why can't we have nice things as Mets fans? This is fucking stupid.
That's why we do this show, man. Cheers. So
cheers. Oh, all right. Well,
I was gonna say I came around on a couple of things at WBC. First of all, it's the only thing that can fucking sell out Marlins Park. It's got that going for it.
I mean, it couldn't sell out Chase Field.
I have completely changed my mind on the mercy rule. I love it. In fact, going back to the extra inning thing we were arguing about last week, 11th inning ghost runners fine. 10th inning is normal baseball, but in blowouts, as soon as you bring in a position pitcher, just fucking call the game. That's where bullpens get taxed.
Well, did you see the new rule this year?
That option. What's that?
A position player can't pitch unless they're down by, I want to say you have to be down by 8 runs in the 8th or 9 runs in the 9th. That's the only 2 times a position
Make
pitcher.
It 7-7, and then give the team's option just to be like, that's it, we're done with pitching for the day.
Right. Like forfeits, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but who's going to do that? Because then are the fans? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a slippery slope, right? But fuck the WBC. I don't care. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid because you know what the worst part about it is? Like, half these fucking guys aren't from the country that they're playing for.
I know.
It's like, Matt Harvey's Italian now. He's from Italy. Yeah. Okay. And
Ty Kelly on Israel.
Ty Kelly is fucking Israeli, right? And Taiwan Walker's Mexican now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. It's dumb. Like, they use like this, percentage of their
23andMe.
23 exactly to get. I mean, some of these guys that were pitching for Great Britain the other day, I'm like, they were like, here's Dale Cooper pitching for Great Britain from Newport Beach, California.
Yeah.
Which is where I used to live, right? So why? Because he's got English descent. So are you saying I could go pitch for fucking Team Israel? Or, I mean, they might be able to use me, to be honest. Could be a great hell of a bullpen catcher.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, don't knock it. I mean, if Ireland ever gets in, I'll be applying. So
did you see the bullpen catcher on Mexico that actually had like the couple of game winning hits against? I think it was against Great Britain.
No.
So the bullpen catcher was like, their third string catcher and their first string catcher got hurt, so they called him up from the bullpen and they started, and he actually had 2 RBIs against Great Britain. But whatever, still fuck the WBC and fuck that backup catcher. Fuck everyone who's behind this. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. Diaz isn't the only person that's gotten hurt in this altogether. I think some kid for Canada, didn't he need Tommy John surgery that pitches for the Brewers after throwing his arm out? Like, this
Freddie
is
Freeman's hurt.
I mean, good. Fuck him. But this is just.
Are we
stupid.
Pulling Ottavino out? Are we pulling our players out?
I don't think they're going to pull anyone out. I think they're going to let them finish this stupid thing off because they're going to, it's a freak accident, right? What are you going to say? But what a waste of fucking time. I mean, time, money. Steve Cohen has invested almost $400 million into the team this year between the luxury tax and the player salaries. And we just lost our best fucking relief pitcher in a meaningless game in March. He's not going to throw one pitch for us. Now what? What do we do? What's that? We're going to sign Zach Britton?
Zach Britton, that's what.
Is that what we're doing? Is that the plan?
Oh, I mean, they're linked to him because of Buck, but
he hasn't pitched in like
he's over the hill. Yeah,
he hasn't pitched in like 2. Did he even pitch last year or the year before?
I don't remember. And a good call, he might not have. And
I'm pretty sure he hasn't pitched in like 2 years.
And Ottavino now.
Cool.
It's Grant Hartwig out of nowhere, and. I don't know if you noticed, but Coonrod and Montez de Oca are down too, and Rayleigh might make opening day. But all that bullpen depth we were just talking about last episode, we're going to see all those guys quickly.
Zach Britton literally pitched 2/3 of an inning last year after pitching 18 innings the year before, after pitching 19 innings the year before.
Oh, yeah.
He literally hasn't thrown more than 19 innings in a year in 3 fucking years. Now, I'm pretty sure he got hurt in 2020. That's why he only threw 19 innings. But I think he rushed back in 2021, and then I don't know when he pitched these 3 games in 2022, but and I don't know what team he's on right now either. I don't even know.
Well,
if
he's not signed.
Yeah,
he's working out for a bunch of teams right now.
35 years old. I mean, whatever.
Right.
Fine. I mean, it's not Edwin Diaz.
He was dominant like 10 years ago.
Zach Britton, cool. Yeah. I mean, maybe
like
2+ years off is great. I don't fucking know, dude. It's not Edwin Diaz. It's not fucking Edwin Diaz.
Well, no,
so to your point,
step on up David Robertson, Adam Ottavino, right?
I mean, David Robertson is 40 years old, and Adam Ottavino is 40 years old.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. That was supposed to be our 7th and 8th inning. Yeah. Tyler, I don't think McGill's cut out for relief pitching.
I know.
Man.
I'm just throwing shit out at the wall at this point.
And like you said, right. Montes de Aca, I mean, he was looking lights out, and now he's probably, they said it's a forearm strain. He probably needs Tommy John surgery. Fucking.
That sounds bad.
I mean, Coonrod, whaver. I'm not worried about him.
Until September, maybe.
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever. That I'm okay with that because that happened in spring training, right? And it would have happened no matter what. This was stupid. This was a celebration. Anyway.
It doesn't get dumber than this.
It doesn't get dumber than this, Doug. And it only happens to us. Yeah, right. So anyway, fuck the WBC. Shame on the Mets for letting these guys play in it. I know they're trying to be cool with their players, but I hope they change the policy after this year. I hope they change the WBC after this year. This is
they
stupid.
Should. But I think you'll see now teams hold back players. I mean, they're gonna. The Mets will lead the way.
I hope so. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, at this point, it's a fucking steep lesson that we had to learn. So I'm really upset with that.
His right patellar tendon, which is bad. It's bad, guys. You'll see him in 2024.
Right, he's out for the year.
That's it.
Yep, you can't. That's his landing leg, right? No, that's his push-off leg.
Thank God, it's his push-off leg. It would be worse if it was his landing leg, I think. Or maybe I have it backwards.
That's his push-off leg.
It's not the worst one.
I think. Well, the patellar tendon is what holds the kneecap in place, right?
I'll defer to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's look it up real quick. Patella.
But you're right. It's not one of the ligaments that you usually see torn. It's a more. I think you are right. It's around the kneecap bone.
Yeah, the patella tendon holds the kneecap in place. So.
Awesome. We're all praying for like an MCL, right?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck was the best. I mean, they all sucked at this point. Like, because he's not gonna. This one's out for the year. Were you gonna rush him back for September? Maybe. I mean, maybe he'll try and get back for the playoffs. I don't need him to rush back for the playoffs. I literally need him to just have not pitched in the fucking WBC.
Playoffs? Yeah.
Right. So, I don't know, Doug. I'm beside myself with that news today.
I'm drinking.
I'm not. I'm fucking drinking soda water because it's only 1:53 out here, and my mother's on her way here to.
Mel, tell her I say hello.
I will. Mel and Dwayne are on their way to see little baby A. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun-filled family weekend.
You've had a lot of visitors, right?
Yeah, Meredith was here last weekend with her new boo, and that was nice to meet him. He was a very nice guy. And we had a nice little birthday celebration. I went from being not sick on Friday to back to being sick for the last few days. So that would be the copious amounts of alcohol that I consumed to celebrate being 44 years old. But let me tell you,
yes, happy belated. Jesus, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, all good. Yeah. It's great. It was on Monday, so no big deal. But yeah, so old Nassau Coliseum. Out there watching a concert with, friends, buddies, whatever. This was probably 2007, 2008, something like that. And, you remember the old barn, right? So you walk around and we're drinking, we're getting shit faced, blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, we're out of beer and they stopped selling beer for whatever time it was, right? So, me and my friends were not going to be denied. We started walking around to all the little pop-up beer stands that they had and, seeing if any of the doors were open. And they had they had thumb locks on the bottom of all these doors, and they were very, it was a very antiquated system, if you will, and
That
you
place
could
was the whole place was antiquated. So
you could slide your finger up and just slide the lock over and unlock the fridge door. So me and a buddy unlocked the Bud Light fridge, proceeded to grab
a couple guys standing watch, blocking the view.
obviously, that's sometimes how I used to go pee at the Coliseum too. But
Yes.
but yeah. So we slid the thumb lock over and grabbed as many Bud Lights as we could grab and drank them.
Nice ride back too, I bet.
This was still during concert. We just went back to our seats and everyone was like, "Where the fuck did you get those beers?" And I was like, "I will never tell my secrets."
Best Neil Diamond concert ever. Nice.
It's actually Carrie Underwood, so we needed those beers. We needed those
sir.
beers.
Yes, sir. You were performing a service, God's word.
I was. Jesus, take the wheel. Actually, Jesus, take the wheel.
I will say that that's one of the best things about Belmont. Obviously the bathroom situation's fixed. Nassau Coliseum was notorious for spending half a period in line. God forbid you're a lady. So I have nothing but good reviews other than like the pricing and.
Yeah, so tell me about it. You made your first visit.
Oh yeah, and I meant to put this up here for the show. Let's see if it'll stay. No, it won't stay on camera. But Brian Trottier.
Whose patellar tendon is still intact? Brian fucking Trottier's.
That's right.
Because he didn't play in the WBC.
He did not play in the WBC. We suspect Matt Barzell's patella is still intact. He's probably an MCL. But who knows with Lou Lamoriello? Anyway, I have a couple of nitpicks about it, but the day was great. Actually took the train from Grand Central to Long Island. They just opened that up.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's long overdue.
So like Connecticut straight to Long Island, pretty much just one change at Grand Central. Man, it was
how long did that take you?
It was like 90 minutes. It wasn't long at all. Now. That was Saturday afternoon, and we wanted to get there early to make sure we got the bobbleheads. So we rolled in at like 4 for a 7 game, a little overserved by the end. But it was there was no one on the train. We had the trains to ourselves. I don't know how that's going to be during rush hour, but
yeah, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, so can you take the LIRR now into Grand Central?
Yeah, like
awesome.
All the like Huntington line, the Floral Park line. Couple of the other lines they're all going. There's like 4 tracks that go up there. Yeah,
that's great.
Ronkonkoma, that's
Ronkonkoma. Yeah, that used to be home base, so you don't have to go all the way to fucking.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass. And yeah, you're right. I figured that we would take a stop at Penn Station. It completely bypasses all that shit. It just goes like right down.
Well, it's got to bypass, right? It's opposite directions. But so when you used to do it, what did you do? You took the Metro North to Grand Central. Did you take the S train over to Penn and then go Penn on LIRR out? Yeah, that's like a 3-hour day, right?
It's ridiculous. I never even tried that. I used to you could take the subway to Barclays, and that was like kind of nice when they were playing in Brooklyn. Like that was pretty easy. Like the 4 and the 5 just went right by it.
Nice.
But no, I only drove to the Coliseum, so.
Got it.
Different world. The place looks great. I forget if you've been there, but top notch.
I have not been to the new UBS yet. No.
Yeah. So only thing I didn't check out was the Dime Club. It was on the other side of us.
Okay.
Sounds like the stuff we do at Mets games, though. So that we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
But the food was spectacular. Everything, of course, is overpriced. But there's beers, bars everywhere.
Did you get the Shaq's Big Chicken sandwich?
No, dude. I've heard that's overrated, and I got an inside tip that Mighty Quinn's Barbecue was where it's at, and it did not disappoint.
Mighty Quinn's Barbecue. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of like one of those stands that you can steal beers from, but it was right by our section too. I was like, perfect. And also, I recommend the popcorn. They had a giant popcorn station, and we took some home, and we're still eating it today. Like it didn't even go bad. So,
wow,
so the food is good, man. They have like an outdoor whole bar on like the second floor where you can go out and. Long Island needs to have its butts between periods. So
I know, dude. I was just going to say.
Huge space. I swear to God, if we were 20 years younger, we'd be like losing our minds at how cool this was. When we used to go to like 10 games a year.
Right.
And Belmont Hall was the only thing that was maybe a little underwhelming. That's the place that kind of like the old McFadden's at City. You walk into the place before the game, but it's kind of like connected to the stadium. That was just like, it could have been bigger, I think, but I guess they had limited space. But
yeah, well, so speaking of which, have they ever filled McFadden's back up at Citi Field? What is that now?
I don't know what's going on with that.
I think the problem is because it was only open on game days because there's nothing there except chop shops.
Yeah, there's no.
So it's kind of like a very hard retail space to fill unless it's owned by the Mets, right?
That's right. And I know they're trying to buy up all that property. They've been trying.
He's going
to.
Right? He's definitely going to buy it all.
I think it's moving ahead. I forget.
Oh, because he's not the Wilpons, and
yeah.
He's going to just get it done, buy all those guys out, get them gone, make a fucking hotel there. I mean, you put a hotel. I know you've never been to whatever they call Atlanta, SunTrust, Truist Field, but if they made it like Truist, because like literally, so Truist Field is here, right, and then the Omni Hotel is like in left field, overlooking, and then. You walk through two, so there's two streets that like converge in center field, and that's where everyone walks in, and there's all these bars on these two streets that converge in center field, and you can just grab an open carry and just go in. You can go into I don't know if you can go into the game with your beer. I think you have to probably finish it before you get in the game to buy new beer. But I mean, and they have bands in the congregation area, so I'm sure that will happen in our lifetime and probably in the next decade. Oh, yeah. And that'll be great for when we come, because right now it's just such a stupid location. There's nothing there.
Always been lacking.
I mean, Citi Field's beautiful, but everything around it, and like, think about it. You have the tennis, the Arthur Ashe Stadium right there.
You have Corona Park, not World's Fair Park, all that shit.
Yep. And you're telling me you couldn't have a hotel there that you couldn't occupy like year round? Come on. There's plenty to do there. So
I'm totally with you. Stevie's working on it, but
I do. I've read that it's moving along. I think it's it's the chop shop guys that are just holding it up, right? Because what are you going to do,
baby? Like I didn't realize they were building that train. I am shocked that they got something like that done. And of course, it was billions and billions of dollars over budget. But of
course it was. That's how you roll in New York City.
That's right.
Right. And you got to pay everybody. Everybody's got their hand out, my friend. Everyone's got their hand out. Yeah. Oh, you want that permit? Oh, that's going to be quadruple what we asked, and you're going to have to grease me under the table as
Here's
well.
Here's a link
right?
to the campaign fund.
Yeah,
we'd like you to become a friend of the campaign.
What was her name? Katie Foley. What was her name? The one that fought the stadium for years.
Yeah.
Katie something. Fuck her. Anyway.
Oh, Kate Murray.
Fuck her. She was a terrible.
Well, she lost. She lost out on all this action. What's going on at the Coliseum?
Nothing.
Monster truck.
Yeah, Ice Capades, which actually sells out pretty well. But all right, man. Yeah. So.
And speaking of Brian and the family were there. It was like I peeped him. I didn't say hi this time, but
okay.
I was thinking about how we went to Ice Capades. He took us the night my brother was born.
Nice, so that you could, your parents could have some alone time with the baby.
Yes, I was 27. I'm kidding.
That's great. So I actually got to attend the game last night, and they put on a clinic.
They did.
Yeah, they played well.
I mean, that team's tanking, so I hope.
If
they had lost, that would have been bad.
Yeah, they weren't going to lose. It was actually fun to be there because the stadium was like pretty much 3/4 empty because the Ducks are, I think, in second to worst record in the whole Western Conference. They have two good players though. They got Zagreus and Terry who are good, but like the rest of that team is just
Gibson is so bad. I don't know what's happened to him, man. But
I mean, he has no defense in front of him. That's what's happened to him. His defense is like fucking the Islanders under Doug Weight. I mean, it was funny because I took a bunch of clients and whatnot, and they were all Ducks fans because they all are from here, or most of them were. They either had never been to a hockey game in their life or they were Ducks fans, right? And so I had one guy, one of my sales director of sales' husband, and he's a diehard Ducks fan, and I was just fucking tearing into him. It was good. when they got out to an early lead, and I'm like, it's fucking early. Like, you got a goal 25 seconds in on like a,
They did.
turn. I mean, it was shoddy defense by us, but the dude made a nice shot. It was Sorokin didn't really stand much of a chance. So, but then we just poured it on them. I was reading the article this morning, and I was kind of watching it last night. I was also overserved. Was not feeling this chipper 5 hours ago. But yeah, it was definitely the team played really well. That line.
It's encouraging.
Yeah.
I love how Aho's been playing lately.
Yeah.
Who else?
Who's
Hudson
bargaining.
Fasching. How many years do you give Hudson Fasching?
I think Lou's going to give
5
him,
years or 8 years?
I think he's going to get a 2-year deal.
I hope so.
I think who's a free agent this year?
Engvall, Fasching, Mayfield.
Is
Varlamov.
Is Clutterbuck? I can't
No.
remember.
One
No,
more year.
Clutterbuck. Parisi's a free agent.
Oh yeah, technically, but he's on like the re-up
The 1
plan,
year.
I think.
Do you think he's going to get re-upped though?
Yeah, I unless he's retiring, he's an Islander till he retires. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Unless
Do you
something
thi-
weird happens.
You think they'll re-sign Engvall? He had a really good game last night.
I think they will, and by the way, he has looked good. Leaf fans keep warning us that he's going to disappear in the playoffs, but fuck the Leafs. And I think he's looking like a weapon with Nelson and Palmieri. I mean, that line put up a lot of points last night.
I think they had four
Yeah.
points last night.
Kyle Palmieri, that was his career high, which
He had a goal and 3 assists.
And
His goal was really nice.
Yeah, it was, and he'd been completely MIA, which he does. But that line of him, Nelson, and Palmieri looked really good last night.
Yeah, and what was it? Horvat and Fasching and Lee.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to get by. Like Horvat's not really putting up points right now. So
I mean, he's got Lee who, he does all the.
I thought Lee's had a good year.
He's had a good year, but Lee is a park in front of the net kind of guy and pick up the garbage goals. He's not a speed demon. He's not a sniper. Right. So he's not going to be the guy that's going to, he cycles fine, but he's not going to outskate someone or stick handle someone.
He'll muscle you on the boards, though.
Right.
I mean, that line misses Barzell. Barzell's a perfect complement to those.
Absolutely. And, so Fasching is just a guy that's going to go out there and do his job, right? So that's why I think
he's got a little bit of skill. I think they found a diamond in the rough there.
Definitely. He's a trustable guy. Did he score last night?
Yes.
There was. I know
it was
Nelson
on a
had
2-on-1, and he kept it to himself. It was like the second or third goal.
Maybe I definitely. I watched less of that game than I've seen in a while.
It happens, dude. And by the way, the game I went to, they looked like gangbusters the first 5 minutes, and then they had maybe 10 shots the rest of the game. We zoned out completely.
Gross. Well, hey, at least you got to
awful.
At least you got to get blackout drunk. Yeah, I remember watching the game. I shut that game off real quick, and I remember thinking, "Fuck, that's Doug's first game. Gross."
Yeah, of course. I think I predicted that last show, by the way, last week, and we were sitting right there in the hundreds. Great sight lines, by the way.
Awesome. I can't wait to go. It'll be next year at some point. We'll fly in and we'll head on down. We'll do a date for sure.
Maybe we'll get a whole party together.
Yeah. And maybe we can do a recording from the outdoor deck.
Mm-hmm. the Heineken porch or something they call it.
I like it. All right. So
do you want to talk about football? Anything happened in football this week?
Yeah, on to the positive news of the week. The New York Football Jets have made my childhood dreams come true. I don't know if you know this, but let me preface. Justin Verlander is my favorite player that never played for the New York Mets until this year. When in 2004, when he was drafted number 2 overall, Jeff Neiman went 1 to Tampa. He went 2 to Detroit, and fucking Philip Humber went 3 to us.
Yes.
And I was all over that draft. This was back when I was studying drafts more, and I knew the players. And that was, I forget, where did he go? Where did Verlander go? Was it Vanderbilt or Rice or wherever the hell? Like Humber and him were teammates, right?
Yeah.
right? They were teammates, and they
Rice,
had one.
I want to say.
I want to say Rice, but whatever it might. I think it's Vanderbilt, to be honest. But I got to look this up now.
We bring the knowledge on this show.
I know, clearly, right? For the one viewer that's out there, I hope you.
Phil Humber had like 2 starts with the Mets.
Yeah, well, we traded him for fucking.
Yeah, no, I mean we got Johan, but
yeah, Old Dominion. That's where he went. Way off,
Old
and
Dominion.
I think did Humber also go to Old
Samsonite.
Slippy Slappy Samsonite? Humber went to Rice. Okay, I knew we were kind of right. So anyway, he went to ODU, but I wanted Verlander because he was like this fucking 6'5" power pitcher, and those are my favorite. That's why I loved Harvey so much.
Everybody knew the Mets missed out on that. I remember.
Well, we didn't have the chance. We didn't have the opportunity at him because we were third and he went second. But I was praying he fell to third. He didn't, and now 19 years later, he's a New York Met at 40 years old, and I don't care. It's amazing for me. Nice. And so we know
you're just an Upton stan. That's the
only 100%. But she's no Anna Benson. But then
not many can be.
My NFL version of this is Aaron Rodgers. So you can attest to this. Like I've never liked anyone that didn't play for the Jets. It was cool. It was good to watch him, whatever. But when Aaron Rodgers came out, I remember that draft. It was him and Alex Smith 1-2, and like I don't remember who the Jets drafted.
Well, he didn't go second. Rodgers went.
No, he was supposed to go 1-2, and they were debating over if Smith or Rodgers was going to be the number 1 quarterback. And Rodgers fell all the way to Green Bay at 20th.
Yeah,
and he sat behind Favre for I want to say 3 or 4 years.
Because Favre was doing the same retirement bullshit that Aaron's doing.
Yes, exactly. And so Aaron, I'll get into that in a second because I think that's all. I think it's 2 separate things, and whether you like Rodgers,
just an observation.
Rodgers, but Rodgers. I mean, I drafted him in fantasy. Obviously, he's one of my 4 championships. 4 championships. He's been the starting quarterback for.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
3 of them.
You're breaking up. Sorry,
I own an Aaron Rodgers jersey, right? So he's the football version of my Justin Verlander, and the fact that both of them are now going to be on my teams, I don't care that they're both about to be 40. I love it. I'm here for it.
That's a great juxtaposition. I like that.
Yeah. So
nice. Well, anyway, congrats.
Thank you.
I know this is exciting for the entire fan base. It's got to be.
I mean, we have, dude. When we were talking about Carr, right? We're talking about Derek Carr, not David Carr. We're talking about Derek Carr a couple of weeks ago.
Just like Alex Smith.
Right. We're talking about Derek Carr a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was, you can't get Carr, Carr will be the best quarterback. Like his season last year, which was very mediocre, would have been the best season ever for a Jets quarterback. That's how bad the Jets quarterback play. It's not a high bar. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick is our all-time leader in touchdown passes from that 1 year he had in 2015.
Is that right?
For a season, yeah.
Okay. Not career.
Not career, for a season. It's actually pathetic, my friend. It's actually pathetic. So, yeah, I think even a diminished Aaron Rodgers, which I don't think he's diminished, I think that he played
he's going to be energized.
Dude, he's
if he has his shit together.
He's on. So 2 years ago when I drafted him, I was like, he's on the fuck you tour because he was pissed that they drafted Love and they haven't given him any help and they weren't giving him the contract that he wanted. And now he's going to go back on the fuck you tour. And I don't want to overstate my excitement, right? Because I am certainly excited and it hasn't been completed yet because we haven't agreed to a compensation package.
Imagine it falls through.
I can't. There's no way it falls through. I think this could get dragged out till post June 1st for the Packers. So yeah, I think we got another 3 months to actually figure this out. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think that the Packers, if they don't do this, and I don't know if they can designate it to post June 1st on paper, but he still can't get in the building, right? So I don't know how any of that is going to work out. But the compensation, everyone's saying that the Packers have all the leverage, and I disagree.
No.
Because at the end of the day,
pack, right?
He's not, or he threatens to retire immediately, and then their cap is totally fucked this year, or he says he's gonna, not retire and he won't take a trade, and then they have a $40 million piece of dead weight on their team. So the Packers, yes, they can maybe ask for a little bit more than they were going to ask for before, because he's made it clear he wants to go to the Jets, and the Jets have no other options to turn to. But I'm not worried about it. I don't think I think the deal gets done. I don't know when it's going to get done, if it's going to be after June 1st or what. But
I haven't read too much about the comp. What's the comp like? General ballpark, you think?
So it looks like the Jets are like trying to go for like third, fourth round pick, and it looks like the Packers are asking for a first. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle, like a second. I almost think if they swap first round picks so the Packers can move up 2 spots and the Jets move back 2 spots and then give them a third, something like that. Where
you're not concerned about this though.
No, the Packers are definitely asking for more right now because they feel like they have some leverage, and I think
they should.
Yeah, but I don't think they actually have the leverage that they think they have, and I think the Jets.
Well, no,
know
but
that.
You go for it anyway, right?
Right. Well, what's the harm in asking? You've already pissed the guy off because he. Did you watch the McAfee interview yesterday?
No, I was tied up. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I do work sometimes, so yeah, I missed it.
Rodgers definitely took his shots at Green Bay, at the current regime, and he left. He definitely blamed them. He was like, just want to clear the air, and like, I've agreed to go play for the Jets. This is on Green Bay, trying to get more compensation out of the Jets. And
yeah, so
he was like, he basically talked about how the whole regime that drafted him is no longer there, and he like gave props to all the people that are still there that he has fond memories of. And cool. Then he definitely didn't have much to say
threw
about
the new GM and everybody under the bus.
He didn't really throw him under the bus, but he wasn't complimentary about the new regime
and
per se.
And all that.
Yeah. I don't think him and LaFleur love each other, to be honest. So yeah. But whatever, man. He's the best quarterback, and we'll say. I'll say this, Doug. You put him on that team, and if that defense plays like it did.
Yeah, you can do
that defense plays like it did last year, and we can invest in the rest of our draft picks in the offensive line to make sure that we don't play with 5th and 6th string guys like we ended up doing last year. I'm not going to stop short of saying we've got Super Bowl aspirations.
You should. What I like about the NFL is that it's, I think, more than any sport, maybe NBA, you can talk about this, but more than any sport, like the young guys step up quick.
Yeah.
They have to for any successful team. And you guys have that base. You have all these skills.
Dude, we have the offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
All over the place. Yeah, like he's going to love throwing to Garrett Wilson, right?
He's going to love
working with Breece Hall. He's going to love working with Alan Lazard.
Yep.
You picked him up, right? Are you guys getting Randall Cobb? Fucking bring him in.
I'm sure we'll sign Randall Cobb, and he'll be the 5th receiver.
You getting OBJ?
I don't see that happening.
Is Pat McAfee your punter?
I think he wouldn't be any worse than Braden Mann. So
nice.
Yeah. I think to be completely honest, we'll sign Cobb. I'm sure we'll sign Mercedes Lewis. I'm sure we'll sign.
Still in the league, man. Respect.
Dude is our age, man.
Yes.
But, I mean, he's a 3rd string blocking tight end, right? He'll play jumbo packages on, and it'll probably stunt Jeremy Ruckert's growth for a little bit. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he won't play at all on. He'll just be a healthy scratch all year. Who knows? But Cobb will come in. He'll be the back. He'll replace Braxton Berrios. I don't know if he can return punts or not anymore, but he'll definitely be the backup slot.
He's a Cole Beasley guy now.
But dude, I'll tell you right now, if with Garrett Wilson, with Alan Lazard, and with Elijah Moore as our 3 starting receivers, I don't know when Breece Hall is going to be back, but between Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight and and if we sign someone or we draft someone, I feel really
running backs available. By the way,
there's so many running backs. Dude, Rashad Penny went for $1.5 million to Philadelphia. He's going to be high on
Yeah.
people's draft boards. Don't draft him because he fucking was going to get hurt no matter what.
Well, you don't have to tell me that. I tried that
Me too.
way
I
too
didn't
many
listen
times.
to you last year, and then I drafted him as my number 2 running back, and that is why I am picking number 2 overall in this year's draft. So
I'm still shocked I didn't keep him. I usually keep one shitty running back every year. Miles
Yeah.
Gaskin,
Yep.
Paul Perkins.
Oh, yeah, You're welcome for Miles Gaskin. That was that was a
thank
great
you.
trade. That was a great
Yeah.
trade for me.
I love it.
I believe I
Let's-
also won the
let's
championship
talk
that
about all
year.
these.
So you know.
Yeah, man.
So I feel great about it, and I really think it's good. How as an outsider do you feel? Are you exhausted by just this whole melodrama?
yeah, you know me. I get annoyed and I like to shitpost about repetitive, stupid shit that we're subjected to sometimes in these processes. So I've been trying to hold back though because I know that this is a source of joy for everybody associated with the Jets. I don't want to shit on the party. I know I raised some flags earlier because he's kind of an interesting guy.
Very interesting guy.
But I look at it this way. Either way, it's going to be fucking entertaining. And I actually think that like you guys do have the team that is a great spot for him. So why not challenge Pat Mahomes? Why not challenge Joe Burrow?
Dude, why
not challenge Josh Allen for the?
You're going to have
division?
to go through the gauntlet to come out of there, but he's in a spot where he's got the receivers he hasn't had in years. He's got a running game, and he's got it. He's back with his coordinator that won him back-to-back MVPs, and that's
a great point, by the way. I'd forgotten about that.
And he's gonna be pissed. Like he's pissed. If you didn't take anything else, the main thing I took out of the McAfee interview is that he is like, "Fuck you, Packers. I wasn't ready to go." He definitely said the Packers as an organization are an organization that likes to let go of a guy a year early instead of a year late. And he said so. And he's like, I went into the darkness retreat and I was really contemplating. He was like, I said 90% before I went in, I'm retiring. And I was going to decide what I wanted to do, and then I was going to come out. And the Packers told me, take my time. And when I came out, it changed, and they wanted to move me. And I decided, fuck it, I'm going to play. And so he's pissed at the Packers. And I don't know if you remember the last couple of years when he was pissed at the Packers. He put up MVP. He put up MVP years.
Ever since they drafted Love, he's been mad.
But so you can feel and say whatever you want about the guy. Why would I feel the same way? It has nothing to do with Jordan Love, but it's not like Aaron Rodgers was 40 when they drafted 38. He was 35. He still had 3 to 4 to 5 more. I mean, clearly he has at least 4 more years. And probably 5
at the quarterback position. Hell yeah! I mean, like guys get shit done at that age. It's not like you're even fading,
dude. Like, so right, and as long as you can keep him upright, I mean, his arm is still one of the best arms in the NFL. He makes all the throws and makes him look easy. Yeah. So, and dude, the only reason he didn't perform as well last year, if you look at the trajectory of the season, right? They started off okay. I think they were like 1-2 or 2-1. They played the Giants, I think week 4 in London maybe, and you guys beat him, and you broke his thumb in that game. And then he played through a broken thumb on his throwing hand the entire year. And then that's the game. The next game was he played the Jets in Green Bay, and we pulled off the victory against him. And it was, he did not look the same.
That was Brees's breakout game, I think.
It was. And he also had he took some shots to the ribs, so he had a bunch of rib injury stuff going on, which I'm sure quarterbacks deal with that all year. But a broken thumb on your throwing hand, you're not going to be able to grip the ball. You can put as much fucking numbing medication in that thing as you want. It's still it's not strong. And if you can't grip a ball to throw a ball, your numbers are going to be down. He still had one of the best years. He threw a lot of interceptions, and I completely think that was from his broken thumb. So you got a pissed off, motivated Aaron Rodgers on a team with a bunch of weapons and a great defense, and his coordinator from the 2 years he won back-to-back MVPs. Like I said, Super Bowl aspirations. This is reminiscent of when Tampa brought in Tom.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. I don't want to shit on the party, man. I don't want to remind you that you're a Jets fan pushing the stone up the hill like Sisyphus.
Hey man, I gotta have something to be happy about right now because
that's right. Enjoy
Edwin
it, because
Diaz
definitely don't think about the Mets right now.
Right, because Edwin Diaz is out for the year. So
it's March 16th, and we're already
down a closer.
I'm already hearing people saying they're not even going to watch the team. So we're right on track as Mets. That's
Mr. Rosen, who may still be watching. Someone is actually watching. I don't know who it is, but
nice. Hi, Mom.
Yes, someone is definitely watching. No one's currently watching. There was only someone watching for. It looks like 22 seconds.
They couldn't handle that Carrie Underwood slander. I'm sorry, everybody.
Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, Douglas.
Is that one of her songs? I didn't even get that, but it's
yes, yeah.
It's great. Every country singer should have that in their catalog.
Yeah. So I know you don't like country.
I do like country.
I like country.
Yeah, man. I'm down.
So I actually have something interesting for you. Last night at the game, one of our clients works for Guitar Center, and before he retired to take on his new career as a facility coordinator for Guitar Center, he was the backup guitarist for Queens of the Stone Age.
Sick.
Yeah, I thought
those guys go hard. That's awesome. What does backup guitarist mean? Like,
I guess if like the main guitarist,
he was on stage, or he's
like I played shows with them, but like the main guy was sick or whatever. Or maybe he was like the backup guy. I don't know.
Like the guitar tech,
maybe I don't know.
Or if they need a little more Wallace sound, he comes out in the background.
Yeah, something awesome. Like that. Yeah, it was cool. He was like, it was really cool, but he's like, it doesn't pay what you think it pays.
Yeah. I mean, it's partly due to dipshits like me who got into MP3s, but yeah, that industry got fucked in. Queens, though, just incidentally, is way up on my list in terms of bands I've never seen.
Really?
I still got to catch Queens of the Stone Age. So
I also never saw Queens of the Stone Age.
They had a hell of a run of albums, I want to say like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 in a row that were just all bangers.
When I used to still listen to rock and roll, they were at the top. They were there with
one of the best.
Black Keys for me, Kings of Leon. Yeah. And then all music in the rock and roll genre has just, I don't even listen to rock and roll anymore. It's sad. It's really sad.
Too bad. Every genre's there, but you're right. It's impossible to find.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but you got to work.
Spotify
doesn't do a good job.
What are you listening to? Like who's the hot bands that, I saw Jack White on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, dude, I actually watched that too. And I've lost track a little bit of Jack White. But that reminded me of how good he is live. I mean, the dude's just a rock star. He knows how to. He's kind of like Aaron Rodgers, a little bit of a weird guy, but
definitely. I mean, the White Stripes. We still don't know, were they brother and sister, or were they married, or does that mystery?
They were married. That incest story was weird though, or like the whole scene. But people have been trolling Meg White lately, and that's bullshit.
Why?
I don't know. I guess this happens every 10 years, especially as like younger people get on and like all she does is this, and you go play with Jack White and make an album.
She wasn't there. She didn't play with him on Saturday Night Live.
Oh no. But those White Stripes albums have this energy.
Oh yeah, I love the White Stripes.
If you weren't there, maybe you don't get it. But like, it's exactly what we needed in the early 2000s.
Yeah, Seven Nation Army was a fucking great song.
I mean, that's overplayed now because of the all the sports,
totally.
But he hasn't been able to replicate his success without Meg.
Right. I mean, I was whatever the shit was he was playing on Saturday Night Live did not make me want to go buy his album.
It's just like blue shit, just like the Black Keys. I kind of lost the thread on them because they kind of faded into.
Their last album was also a steaming pile of dog shit. I think this was actually 2 albums ago. I think they've actually dropped another one, which I didn't even bother listening to because, I don't want to say that I'm old because I definitely am not old, but rock and roll is lost on me, and hip hop now. These guys, they don't even use vowels in their names anymore. Like, I don't know how to pronounce.
Right. MTV's not even showing videos anymore.
Oh my
Oh
god!
shit. I still listen to a lot of music, but I always.
So who are you listening to right now? Who are you listening
But you
to?
know what I've been doing though is I've been going back in history. I've been
Right.
beefing up on like 70s R&B and soul. I've been listening to a ton of 80s like new wave shit, which
Okay.
I love. I'm listening to a ton of like 90s rock that I missed that
Okay.
wasn't like on MTV, like
Right.
a little more alty. I've always been kind of like that.
Right.
And I will never, ever, ever stop listening to hip hop from like 85 to like '05.
Right.
You
Like,
know,
dude, I was cruising the other
R.I.P.
day.
R.I.P. Plug 2, De La Soul, by the way.
Yeah, I definitely was listening to Beastie Boys the other day in the car because there's just I don't know I don't know what's cool to listen to
There's
anymore.
some decent hip hop out there. I just look at me. I'm not gonna be able to give you a good. I mean, I could give you a couple, but
I mean, Kendrick Lamar's
I'm not
album
an authority.
was a banger. That was great. What else?
Remember
What else?
Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang?
Yes.
He has a record. Actually, Brandon and Josh put it on to me like last year. Called Czarface, and Czar is spelled like Czarface.
Okay.
Check that shit out. That's
Okay.
dope because that has the late great Doom on it. I don't know if you're ever a Doom fan.
MF Doom. No, I never really listened to him.
You jump into his catalog. I don't know, man. But yeah, look, we're 90s heads.
Right.
I can't talk to you about like, yeah, exactly, like the vowelless fucking rappers. I can't talk to you about Lil Baby,
Lil Baby or Da Baby. Which one are you talking about?
Da Baby, Bad Bunny.
See, that's that's actually what I listen to more now. I listen to reggaeton. I listen to a lot of reggae. And
True,
I listen to a
I'm
lot
sorry. Yeah, Bad Bunny is more reggaeton. But
yeah, and I listen to a shit ton of EDM. And that's what's on my playlist.
Just
yeah.
don't bore me. I'll listen to anything, including country. There's some great country out there, and shit. I was putting on old Willie Nelson records one Sunday a few weeks back, and I'm like, it doesn't really get better than this. That's how I know I'm getting old.
Did you spark a marijuana cigarette while listening to Willie Nelson?
Redacted. I mean, you kind of have to. I actually don't think I did, but that is a great idea, sir. Redheaded Stranger by Willie Nelson. Check it out.
Okay, I will. I will get that on my list of things to play.
But well, you turned me on to like Stapleton. He's fucking solid.
Yeah, he did an okay job singing the anthem at the Super Bowl.
Yep. I'm actually going to see 40% of Radiohead in Austin this year. They're called The Smile. It's the lead singer and the lead guitarist and this ridiculous drummer. It's just three-piece band. So like, you know, I go to Tame Impala shows.
That's right.
I don't know.
You put me onto that. I haven't listened to them in a while.
There's so much out there, though. It's too much, obviously, but
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, like going back and like appreciating the classics. Like I had no idea how good Stevie Wonder was.
Oh, what, dude? Oh my god!
He is just operating on a different level on those albums from like the early '70s. It's incredible.
We went and saw him live. He does a Christmas thing every year out here. We saw him 2 years ago live. Yeah, but he's not doing well.
Up there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 70 and he had like kidney failure replacement. He's got to be 300 pounds, and he's just like, he's got the like bald guy dread thing going on because he can't cut his dreads, and I mean he doesn't know what it looks like anyway.
Put on the hat.
No, it just looks really, really bad.
What was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. I had one more for you, but
yeah, Stevie Wonder is great. My wife actually listens to a lot of that like 70s funk you're talking about, and she's always got some good stuff going on in the house. So
big Curtis Mayfield fan. I've been for a long time. Even going back to like James Brown, though, I mean, you really can't go wrong with that shit.
No. Well,
and I tell everybody that like Dolly Parton kind of changed my mind on country like 10 years ago. So I get it, man. It's more than just Johnny Cash. Remember when Johnny Cash was like the only cool country guy for like dipshit hipsters? But
yes, and
it's so much deeper than that. Shout out to Waylon Jennings.
Yes. I like it, my friend. I don't even have anything to say because I've really been. My music choices these days are like Disney soundtracks.
They still have God.
I'll say they do a good job. I mean, the song "You're Welcome" by The Rock is great. It's great. It's been stuck in my head.
The
He
Rock
sings a song called "You're Welcome" on the Moana soundtrack. You should listen to it. My wife hates it. My sister, now it's stuck in her head because we played it all last weekend.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I've heard about
I think
this
I'm banned
before,
for
too.
playing Moana for a while. So it's the baby. Baby wanted to watch it. She told me. She's 4
Oh, I'm
months
sure.
old. She said,
Yeah, she's,
put on Moana. So,
she
all
has
right,
sophisticated
Dougie.
taste.
All right, we've covered all we're going to cover here. What do you
Hey,
got to say?
Darren Waller, man.
Oh yeah, let's talk little
Big
Giants.
pickup.
We got a little Giants time. So let's talk about your free agent guys. I know Rosen's going to be pissed if we don't get a
Right.
little Giants coverage here.
Yeah, so let's make a note. Minute 53 Giants. I think minute 27 was Aaron Rodgers. Darren Waller for a third. Why not, right?
Why not?
We need a
you have the
huge
cap
target.
room, right?
Huge target. I like how Kafka worked with Kelsey for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, God, I mean, just stay on the field, right?
Right.
He's
I mean,
missed
that's
a
the
bunch of
game. That's
games.
why you got him for a third, because he can't stay on the field and he's expensive.
And,
but if he can get back to his 2 years ago, 2020
he has
form, that guy's a steal for a third round pick. Whatever. you pay him.
quick. What two tight ends have more receptions since 2019? Pretty easy.
Kelsey and Andrews.
Yeah.
And he's played 12. I want to say
14
12
fewer
less
games.
14 fewer games. Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't know if those guys missed time, but a couple other solid moves real quick. And I don't know how to pronounce Brian Okariki's name, but
Sure.
finally some help at inside linebacker, which was a serious problem last year. And speaking of problems, stopping the run, they picked up the guy RNR Raheem Nunez Roches from Tampa. He's a run stopper, which they need. So Dex and Leonard can actually get after the quarterback, give him some rest. And and they're bringing back Jihad Ward. And Paris Campbell. I don't know if you saw, is a Giant.
I saw that. That's good. He's a good guy for slot guy, I'm assuming. And then he
played. I always thought he was a wide, but he played most of his snaps in the slot last year.
Yeah, I think he's a smaller speedster guy, right? He's only
he's a burner. I mean, I think
5'10".
Yeah.
So
that's nice. It looks like Julian Love is gone, but I think that was kind of predicted. They have other needs than getting a short.
Well, you got. I mean, we didn't get into Mr. Jones coming back and Mr. Barkley coming back. I mean,
we did a little last week.
We did a little last week. Okay, well, good. Well, good, man. I'm glad that you're happy, and you also brought back Matt Breida, I think, too, right? As your backup running
can't
back.
forget Matt Breida.
So, hey, nothing wrong with any of that. I like it.
Nope. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah. All right, Dougie, what do you got to say? It's been a good show.
Gonna do? Oh man, I don't want to do this.
You gotta do it.
Diaz, Sugar Diaz, man. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Your 2023 season. Thanks, WBC.
I'm not going to say that. That season isn't over, guys, but I mean, you can say it if you want.
Mets season's not over, but it's definitely not ideal.
Turd in the punch bowl.
There you go. Exactly. Snickers in the fucking bathtub.
Yes. Sorry. Took me a second.
All right. All right, guys. We will we'll see you next week. Hopefully not as angry as this one.
It's a good episode. Cheers.
Awesome.
And for a title, if you want to go World Baseball Catastrophe, something with a C. What do you think?
I think that is perfect. Done. All right. Perfect, man. That's easy. I like it when we have the titles right there. Let me just shut this off over here and stream. Okay. And